from last week's loss to the Patriots. Is this how you go to work, Chad Pennington?
No.
It's on.
He runs the left side of the 10, at the 5. Touchdown, Jets!
That was pretty, wasn't it? Keep running the ball. Keep running the ball. They can't stop us.
Just keep fighting, man. Make them play for 4 quarters. Don't give in to these guys. Just keep fighting.
Prime time night.
Jets, Jets.
Monday Night Countdown is delivered by YouTube.
Exit 16W off the Jersey Turnpike somewhere. Jimmy Hoffa, rest in peace. Lay there. Respect Monday Night Countdown in full effect. Now, it might seem like a blowout to you, but have you seen us on the lead pipe locks this season?
Oh, boy.
Hey, anything is possible. The Miami Dolphin defense, they have not allowed a 300-yard passer in 20 straight games, best in the league. So, Michael, we do know anything can happen in this league.
Yes, anything can happen. Now, let's talk about what happened yesterday. The streak is over. Thank God for the young Ben Roethlisberger. No, Peyton Manning didn't end the streak. Ben Roethlisberger. And I watched him and Plexico Burrs hook up, and it reminded me of an old combination I called Troy, just to tell him.
I knew you were in it. I knew you were in it.
Why not? It should remind me of.
Well, you know why the league is so upside down? The disparity in quarterbacking. I'm in Kansas City yesterday watching Trent Green of the Chiefs and Peyton Manning of the Colts, and they put on a quarterback clinic. I mean, it was like the Thriller in Manila, Frazier and Muhammad Ali going back and forth. It was awesome. And then I'm in the airport in Chicago, and I'm watching the Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers. And I'm watching Craig Krenzel and Ken Dorsey.
Good old kid,
I mean, you can. I'm not on them, but hey, you got to be honest. I mean, that sent football back about 10 years.
Hey, molecular biology.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with football.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with football. Look, I will not get fooled again. I watched last week the Bengals. They have no chance against the Denver Broncos. So a couple of things. First of all, not going to pick with these guys. I don't care who they pick. I'm not picking with them. And I do know we will have a great game tonight. Great game.
Chad Pennington, 69% of his passes he's completing, second best in the AFC. Now, on the preview sheet, 1-6 has about as much chance of whipping 5-1 as the Patriots have of losing and the Red Sox have of winning the World Series. Exactly, says Curtis Martin, who has lit up Miami to the tune of 12 career rushing touchdowns. Quote, it's always intense, regardless of what the records are. It's always going to be a fight. Fight fair, guys. Sal Palantonio now at the Meadowlands. Sal?
Hey, Stu, beautiful autumn evening here in the New York metropolitan area. A little chilly, perfect for a game, and you guys hit on it exactly. Don't be fooled by the records of these two teams. They play each other tough for the last 4 years, and on defense, they're giving up the exact same number of points, 17 points per game. As a matter of fact, when I talked to head coach Herm Edwards a few minutes ago, he told the team in the team hotel last night, listen, the Dolphins are only going to present a few opportunities to score, and we've got to take advantage of those opportunities and make a play. All week long, of course, Herm has tried to fend off the perspective in the media, perhaps in his own locker room, that coming close in New England last week was a moral victory.
When we're 5-0 and we walk into the locker room, we're not doing jumping jacks. We won a game. We're glad we won the game. We move on. But see, I know how it can get written. I know the perception of it, too. We want the helmets on the ground. We want guys laying sprawled out and crying. Season's over for the Jets. They put too much into one game. Coach don't know what he's doing. Well, you weren't in the locker room with Coach Evers. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't speak out of court and say, well, what I saw. He ain't saw nothing. Whoever went in there saw the team after I talked to him. That's the problem I got. So you don't know the mood of that football team. That's the problem I got. Okay?
You know, Herman's still fired up when he walked into the stadium tonight. I asked him about the injuries. He said that defensive tackle Dwayne Robertson, who was added yesterday with a knee problem, is fine. He worked out a little bit ago. He will start. Santana Moss's hamstring problem is completely cleared up, and he will also start. As for the Dolphins, Dave Wannstedt was very clear. He said, we ran the ball really well with Sammy Morris last week. Expect more of the same tonight if they can get it going, Stu.
Thanks, Sal. We'll get back to you throughout the show. Still ahead, the Pats' unbeaten streak is over, but Big Ben is still on the roll. Pittsburgh trying to drop the steel curtain on the last unbeaten team in the league when they option into Heinz Field.
The Chiefs racked up so much yardage yesterday, head coach Dick Vermeil said he couldn't count that high. I'll show you why. The Super Bowl blueprint is back in Kansas City.
We're going to talk about the Colts D, a couple of things they could learn from the Jets. Later on, a few nominees from the jacked up Hall of Fame, some from the offensive side of the ball.
Hey, NFL coaches, class is in session. How to stop TO 101. Your professors, come here, guys. The countdown room. This is the demo that could change the face of the NFC. You don't want to miss it.
Plus, John Madden on what Atlanta should do with Michael Vick and whether Roethlisberger is the real deal or not. Hey, if you turn the channel, we're going to rip your cable out.
Monday Night Countdown is delivered by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Patriots went to Pittsburgh with a 21-game winning streak, and they left there. Deuce Staley had a big day, 25 carries, $125. Jerome Bettis, 8th rushing touchdown. Joey Porter had 3 sacks and kicked up some dirt. And Ben Roethlisberger, 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter. Steelers are for real, guys. What's next for Bill Belichick and the Pats?
We've got to correct the mistakes that we made. If we don't get those corrected, then probably look at the same thing on a repeated basis. Try to take care of some of the problems we had and try to find a way to improve them. We've won some games around here as a team, and we lost as a team yesterday. It's pretty much every area, so we need to correct some mistakes, go back to work, and be able to do a better job our next opportunity on Sunday.
6'5" was the key number in the game. 6'5" is Plaxico Burress' height and New England's rushing performance. 6 carries, 5 rushing yards. They had not been held under 56 during their run. They also had forced a turnover in every game during the streak, but they had none on Sunday. 6 carries, 5 yards. Ty Law, some bad news for the Patriots. More bad news, not getting better. Left yesterday's game, foot injury. Today, Belichick said he did not know if the 4-time Pro Bowler would return to the lineup before December. Now, I heard the winning streak was over, and apparently I heard wrong.
Oh.
18, yeah, no. 18 straight wins and counting. Not for the Patriots. Ben Roethlisberger, 5 straight to start his NFL career, and his last 13 at Miami of Ohio. Now, he already stomped on the Pats' 21-game run. Philly's 7-game winning streak, the league's only remaining unbeaten team, probably seems like small change. He'll find out next week. We have 2 reports, beginning with Bob Holtzman in Pittsburgh.
A day after a convincing win over a team that hadn't lost in more than a year, head coach Bill Cowher rewarded his Steelers with some well-deserved time off. There is no reward from the schedule makers. When the Steelers return to work on Wednesday, they'll start game planning for the undefeated Eagles, knowing they just completely outplayed an undefeated team.
We gained a lot of confidence from this game, and now it's just a matter of, enjoying it, put it behind us, and moving on, trying to knock off another undefeated team.
I mean, confidence is a big factor in the NFL. Like I said, there's a lot of parity in this league right now, more than there's ever been, and the biggest difference right now, I think, is confidence.
It just lets you know that you can play, a very, very high level of football. But make no mistake, it's going to be tough to go out next week and do the same thing, because Philadelphia is a talented football team, and it's going to be another big test for us.
If snapping the Patriots' win streak was a statement game for the Steelers, What kind of message would it send should they defeat the NFL's last 2 perfect teams on consecutive weekends?
Just that we'd be 7-1 and be in a good position to go to the playoffs.
It will send a statement, but it won't mean anything if you don't go to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. I've learned that lesson in 2001.
Kimo von Oelhoffen says what he likes about this Steelers team is they play well and win, then come back and work even harder. And don't expect this week to be any different. Jeff Hardings admits he started thinking about the Eagles with about 6 minutes left in the Patriots game. In Pittsburgh, Bob Holtzman, ESPN.
When you're 7-0 with a 2-game lead in your division and off to the best start in franchise history, it's hard to find something wrong. So does being undefeated put any extra pressure on the Eagles, or do they just enjoy it?
I don't think it's either. You don't enjoy it, and you don't put pressure on yourself. So you go out and you play, take it like it's a normal week, and you're playing a good football team, and you don't worry about records or anything else. You just concentrate on the game. You don't have time for all that other stuff.
But despite a perfect start, Reed does think there are some areas where his team could improve, like scoring touchdowns instead of settling for field goals.
You got to score touchdowns in the red zone. We've stressed that from day one. Our players know that, and coaches know it, and you know, we've played a couple of pretty good teams here that are decent in the red zone. So, but we still need to put the ball in the end zone.
Terrell Owens got in the end zone for the 9th time this season and had 100 yards receiving for the 5th straight game. The clutch catch against the Ravens may have been a good reason to dance, but was poking fun at Ray Lewis going too far.
I really didn't see it. I don't worry about all that. You know, our guys have always done little celebrations in the end zone, and from what I understood, it was a pretty good imitation.
Reed is concerned about losing running back Brian Westbrook, who missed the Ravens game with a cracked rib. Reed said it'll be a stretch for him to play against the Steelers on Sunday, but added, I think he feels pretty good. Stu, back to you.
Thanks a lot, George. Bob, we appreciate it. Dan Marino threw 20 touchdown passes his rookie season. Roethlisberger has 9 already. Now, I'm not going to ask, is he ready to beat the Eagles? Because he beat the Patriots, so you know that, that he is ready.
He answered that.
Tom, I'm going to ask you, what will keep him from beating the Eagles?
Well, I don't know what will keep him from it. They have to judge him like you would a 10-year veteran instead of a guy who is a rookie with 5 games and 5 starts under his belt. I'll show you a play. You hear Jaws talk all the time about if you're watching a rush, then you are done. I want you to watch the first touchdown pass from Big Ben to Plexico Burress. They show him a 9-man front. They want him to know that that rush is coming. They want to intimidate him. The pocket is collapsing around him. Look at the ball that he delivers to Plexico Burress. When you see a pass like that, what you know is that he's confident, he understands what he needs to do with the football, and if he can do that and ignore that rush, then he's going to have a great passing game between himself and his 3 great receivers. The thing that people haven't seen is that Ben Roethlisberger can run the ball like Donovan McNabb. Yes. You haven't seen that part of his game yet because he doesn't want to run, but he can run. Wait till he unleashes that on people.
Yeah, Tom, but they have seen his ability to lead that football team. And watching the game yesterday, it was kind of funny because it reminded me a lot of Tom Brady, the guy on the other sideline, when he took over for Drew Bledsoe in New England. That football team played hard for him. That's how they won 21 straight games. That's what this football team does for Ben Roethlisberger. It's like, long as they know he is on the football field, Jaws, they feel they have a chance to win football.
No question about it. He's doing a great job. And I love when Tommy showed that play because it showed protection. We saw 3 receivers going out on routes. That meant 7 in to block. So Roethlisberger is getting help. And you got to give some props to Ken Wisenhunt, the offensive coordinator. He understands he's got a young quarterback. He wants him to get comfortable in the pocket. In fact, you know, you think Roethlisberger's putting up great numbers. Yeah, he's rock solid, but he's only being asked to throw the football an average of 27 times per game. So they're not putting the burden on him to make every play.
Hey, if Eagle defensive coordinator Jimmy Johnson, when he watches that film against the Patriots and sees Ben Roethlisberger, is there anything that he had planned to do against this kid he's now going to think,
Stu,
that ain't gonna work.
I don't think there's any doubt his mental approach, the philosophical approach, will change because of what he saw. First of all, he saw a quarterback that could handle the pressure. He saw an offense designed to pick up the blitz. And contrary to what most people think, you know, Jim Johnson does not blitz the quarterback. He blitzes your blocking scheme. If you do not have the correct blocking scheme, he will take advantage of that. He will see the Steelers keep 7, even 8 into block, so he will likely blitz less.
Roethlisberger's last 2 games, peep this, 39 of 49, no interceptions. He got
That's good. He's good.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Good.
He got 3 great wideouts, but imagine what he'd be like if he had Terrell Owens in his arsenal.
Oof.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I don't know. I don't know.
I've
T.O., you can have 3 and have T.O. You just have to have T.O.
We will talk to T.O. later in the show. Yes, he will tell us about his Ray Lewis dance. Still ahead also, some people take their Sunday drive in a hoopty, a coupe, maybe one of them cute little Volkswagen. The Chiefs took theirs in a tank right through the center of town.
Oh, yeah.
And the Chargers beat the Raiders D like a rented mule, so Big Warren thought that he would discuss the situation with his coach in the sideline. Not exactly Ali Frazier. Sap North Turner, though, next.
You know,
Hello there from Derek Ray and Tommy Smith. This is where we make ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass on a weekly basis. And we always enjoy dipping into the mailbag and reading what you have to say. Keep those emails coming in, espnsoccernet.com, and look for the Press Pass link. Right, Tommy, our first question this week comes from Mohammed in the United States. Manchester United, of course, defeated Arsenal last week. Having done that, can they go on to win the Premiership?
Well, Mohammed, if they had not beaten them, they certainly had no chance of winning it. Now they're back in the hunt, but it's not going to be easy to win it.
Our second question comes from Nigeria, posed by Chukwudi. He says Andrei Shevchenko is the best striker in the world and ought to be given consideration for the World and European Footballer of the Year awards. What do you think?
Well, he's certainly one of the best strikers in the world, and I'm sure that he's going to get good consideration. In fact, he's my choice to win it all.
All will be revealed in December. Keep the emails coming in, espnsoccernet.com. We want to hear from you, and look for the Press Pass link.
No equipment needed. Only your hands and your heart. And according to the outcome, you will live 3 minutes of hell. Or 3 minutes of glory. Friday Night Fights on ESPN.
It's been a big week in the football world with the UEFA Champions League taking centre stage. Reflections on match day 4 and a lot more coming up on the next edition of ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass. That's on Friday on ESPN.
Championship Boxing on Friday Night Fights Special Edition. Undefeated Juan Baby Bull Diaz defends his WBA lightweight title against the experience of Julian Bobo Lawsey, who's in search of his 41st knockout. Friday on ESPN.
It's time for the NFL on ESPN. The high-flying New York Jets look to get back in the win column when they face one of their fiercest rivals, the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins-Jets live tonight on ESPN.
Simply the finest football on the planet. ESPN continues full-day coverage of the UEFA Champions League all the way through the championship game in May. ESPN, the home of the UEFA Champions League.
Welcome back to Monday Night Countdown, delivered by UPS.
Jump! Jump! Hey, any team that scored 101 points the last 2 weeks deserves to be the Sunday drive. But, Jaws, the problem with the Chiefs is I don't know which drive to pick. They had like 11 billion of them.
Yeah, there were a lot of them, but there was one that was really important because the Chiefs had squandered a 17-point lead in the second half. Peyton Manning just brought the Colts back. It's 38-35. It was now gut check time for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they came out smelling like a rose. Here you see the 1st and 10 play. Johnny Morton down here at the bottom bottom of the screen, but the Colts come with a blitz. A little sight adjustment to a hitch route. Trent Green plants that back foot, sticks it in the ground, and delivers the ball on time to beat the blitz. And you see the timing breaks down the coverage because you get in space. Outstanding job right there. The very next play, hey, you got to get Priest Holmes involved. Look at the lead block by Tony Richardson. That is power blocking. Downfield, you see the offensive lineman, Casey Wigman, Will Shields, creating a seam for Priest Holmes. That is running the rock, guys. Now, a big play in this game, 3rd and 6. The Colts are going to decide to rush 3 and drop 8 into coverage. This is Trent Green at his very best. He understands only a 3-man rush. He moves to buy time and finds Eddie Kennison for a big first down. Now, take a look, and you'll see the stunt inside from Raheem Brock. Monte Rieger will drop into pass coverage, kind of spying on Trent Green. Don't ask me why, guys. And you'll see the 3-man rush. 1, 2, 3. 8 in coverage, and this is beautiful right here. Green feeling the pressure, moving around. Brian Waters is free, looking to help out, but Willie Rope doesn't need help. He's got it all covered by himself, and an excellent throw for a big first down. Now, here's another big play, 3rd and 5. It's a running formation. The Colts will bring pressure, man-to-man in the secondary. What you get is Trent Green, Tony Gonzalez, Jason David, mismatch. You got to see this one right here. It's man coverage. So you see 21, 28. They have man coverage. They freeze. That leaves no help deep in the secondary. Green reads it, delivers the ball to Tony Gonzalez. Now, you got to see this from field level. You try to cover Tony Gonzalez. Here's the stick to the outside, the nod to the outside, and the go. And look at the throw right on the money. The Chiefs go on to win 45-35. Keep the blueprint alive. But I got to tell you some numbers on Trent Green the last couple weeks, thanks to Jim Carr, our stat guy here. Trent Green, the last 2 games, 47-61, 77%, 658 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a passer rating of 127.6. That's good. Always. Always. It's all about the QB, Michael.
Hey, so
we need some wide receivers, though, too.
Hey, so Monte Rieger was scared Trent Green was going to run?
Yeah. Still trying to figure that out, dude. Spying Trent Green.
Peyton Manning had 5 touchdown passes in that game. It's the 2nd time this season that Peyton has thrown for 5 touchdown passes. Now, Jaws is a former NFL MVP, and he never had a 5-touchdown game. What's up with this? Drew Brees? Drew Brees had 5 touchdown passes. Already this year, Manning, Brees, Dante Culpepper have combined to toss 5 touchdown passes in a game 6 times. It only happened 4 times all of last season. Jaws, talk to Harold Carmichael, man. He should have caught a few more.
You are right.
Chris Mortensen joins us now. Mort, how you doing, man?
All right, Stu, how are you?
All right, man. For the latest from around the NFL, let's start with Drew Brees. 22 of 25 yesterday with those 5 touchdown passes. Now, he was supposed to be on the bench by now. What's happened in San Diego with Brees and Phillip Rivers?
Well, you know, since Phillip Rivers was promoted to number 2 behind Drew Brees, that meant Brees was about 2 interceptions away from being benched, and the Phillip Rivers era was about to begin. Drew Brees has thrown 11 touchdowns and just 1 interception since that time, and this is a guy who is going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. And I think there's a sentiment on the Chargers, in the Chargers organization, that Phillip Rivers can do what Drew Brees is doing right now, but Drew Brees is doing it right now. And I really believe that he will be a free agent. I think you'll see him in Chicago or Green Bay or one of those type places, and that's that. But right now, they're going to ride Drew Brees, and they think they got a shot in this division, and they do. They're tied for first place.
On the other side of that field in that waxing yesterday, the Raiders, they were awful again. Now, in the midst of the blowout, Warren Sapp vented his frustration to head coach Norv Turner. What was going on there?
Well, listen, Warren Sapp has been frustrated for a while playing a different type of defense and a 3-4 defense, not playing and being an under tackle on the 4-3. He's been loud about that behind the scenes. Yesterday, though, I think it's frustration with watching the Raiders be as bad as you can possibly be on defense. Antonio Gates, the tight end of the Chargers, had just scored. He was wide open. Sapp went over and vented the Norv Turner. They made up later, but San Diego had 33 first downs yesterday, and Warren Sapp cannot stand what he's seen. And, oh, by the way, Stu, if a Oakland columnist is right, Al Davis in his box yesterday told somebody, this is as bad a Raiders team as I've ever seen.
Tommy, stop smiling. Thanks, Mort. We'll be back to you later with the latest on the Dolphins and Ricky Williams. Still ahead on Monday Night Countdown, Miami's season went to pot before it even began. But it's not only Ricky Williams that has the Dolphins drowning. Is hope on the way with the big change at the top? Find out ahead. And just because NFL coaches can't find a way to stop T.O. doesn't mean we haven't figured it out. The Countdown Crew demo that could have T.O. sitting out the next dance.
Sunday Drive is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. This is ESPN's World Club Top 25. Serie A leader Juventus opened the season on top in the first edition of the ESPN World Club Top 25 for 2004-2005. Juventus have not allowed a goal in Champions League action this season and have conceded just 2 goals in 7 Serie A matches thus far. Liga Premier leaders Barcelona won their 5th straight league match this weekend with a 2-0 win over Osasuna. Arsenal lost to Manchester United on Sunday. The loss ended the Gunners' 49-game unbeaten run in the English Premier League. FC Porto failed to make the first edition of this season. Boca Juniors, last season's #2 club, opened the rankings at number 11. Among the surprises are Liga Primera Sevilla, the Bundesliga Stuttgart and Wolfsburg, as well as English Premier League side Everton. And Mexico's Veracruz are making their first appearance in the top 25. This was ESPN's World Club Top 25. For more information, log on to soccernet.com.
It's been a big week in the football world with the UEFA Champions League taking centre stage. Reflections on match day 4 and a lot more coming up on the next edition of ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass. That's on Friday on ESPN.
Line 80 flares at -4. To the Chiefs, no one else has cracked 100. 3rd and 9. Misdirection. Kicked off. Deion Sanders walks in for the touchdown. Either tie this game or take the lead. Fiedler to throw.
Got it complete. That's Chambers, and he is gone. Count it down, Miami. Here comes your first victory.
3rd and 16. Palmer will take his first snap out of the shotgun. Under pressure, steps up, going deep and wide open. Chan Jackson from the 36-yard line. Rudy Johnson is free. He's inside the 20, inside the 10. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
The march to the ultimate prize of European football continues on ESPN with Group Stage 1, Match Day 4 of the UEFA Champions League. Live Tuesday, Panathinaikos takes on one of the hottest clubs in the world, the Gunners of Arsenal. In the game of the day, Barcelona battles AC Milan. And later, Kosovo battles Chelsea. The games continue. The UEFA Champions League on ESPN.
Sunday night, Ray Lewis and... All right, I do it right.
There you go. Yeah.
Sunday night, Ray Lewis and the Ravens look to avenge an opening week loss as they host Jeff Garcia and the Cleveland Browns. Browns-Ravens, announcer voice. Sunday night, 8:30 Eastern, not for NFL primetime on ESPN and ESPN HD. Promo voice. Hey, earlier this week, Halloween party in Miami. Zach Thomas, you fine, Zach. But a member of the Dolphins had maybe the best costume of all.
Man, you know, I got away for a few months, and I went over to Australia. I only needed $7 a day, and I had a good time. Now I just want to play football.
Oh, Jason Williams. Jason Williams.
Taylor.
Get back that $8 million too, Jason Taylor. Not Jason Williams, Jason Taylor. I got a whole New Jersey thing going on. It's because Sal Palantonio waiting for me there in New Jersey. Sal, what's up?
Stu, how do you expect me to follow that? You know, everybody knows about the disastrous start of the Miami Dolphins. Ricky Williams skips town, goes AWOL. They lose David Boston to injury. They flip quarterbacks a couple of times. They start 0-6, but last week shocked the world by beating the St. Louis Rams. So today, I asked Dave Wannstedt a little bit ago, how do you keep this going? How do you make this season meaningful?
We just got to make sure that we take them one at a time, and our guys have been good that way. I mean, the effort from a preparation standpoint and practice standpoint, you know, wasn't any different last week getting ready for the Rams than it was the opening week of the season. So, you know, our guys have hung together, and last week was good because, you know, as a coach, you could go so long as far as, hey, telling the guys it'll come, we'll get it together, just hang together. So last week was a good team win for us.
We know you've had success against the Jets offense, But now against Donnie Henderson's defense, what do they present?
Well, they present a variety of different things you got to get ready for, from the 4-3 to 3-4. They mix it up pretty good coverage-wise, mix it up pretty good pressure-wise. To be honest with you, the number one thing we got to get ready for is to block those front four guys.
You know, the Dolphins have really hung together on defense. They did it when they lost 17-9 against the Jets. They presented Chad Pennington with his worst performance of the season so far, only 58% completion and a 58.2 quarterback rating. And I asked Dave, what do you do against Chad Pennington and that timing offense of the Jets? And he said, we play press coverage against their wide receivers and we keep our safeties back. But that may be tough tonight because we've lost a lot of players on the defensive line, and we must stop Curtis Martin. Stu?
Nobody's really been able to do that this season. Thanks, Sal. We appreciate it. Okay. Chris Mortensen rejoins us now to talk more about Dave Wannstedt and the Dolphins' future. Mort, with Wannstedt clearly on the hot seat, the Steve Spurrier rumors keep popping up. What is the latest there?
Yeah, and there are league sources who are saying the Dolphins are monitoring Spurrier's renewed courtship with the University of Florida, but Dolphins general manager Rick Spielman denies that that's happening. Now, listen, if there is a change at the end of this year, I can tell you if Spurrier's out there, he'll be a candidate. But the other hot names besides Steve Spurrier are out of the college ranks are LSU's Nick Saban, Cal's Jeff Tedford, and in the NFL right now the hot guys are Brad Childress, the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles, and Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator of the Patriots, do.
All right, Mort, no Dolphin discussion would be complete without mentioning Jason Taylor's dreadlock long-lost brother, Ricky Williams. What's the latest between Williams and the Dolphins?
Ricky Williams has sent a letter, a formal letter, or his attorney has, to the NFL outlining again his reasons why he believes he should be reinstated. I just don't see that happening, Stu. And of course, as you know, the Dolphins filed a federal lawsuit seeking to recover that $8.6 million that the team was awarded in their grievance against Ricky Williams. The reason they filed that federal lawsuit is they're trying to get the courts to validate this award. They don't have much power in trying to actually go get the money, so this means Wayne Huizenga is serious because he knows Ricky Williams might have gotten Dave Wannstedt fired this year.
All right, Mort, we appreciate it. We'll be back to you later with more on Randy Moss and potential changes with the Vikings. Hey, basically, the Miami Dolphins, guys, are the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they're really similar numbers. When you consider all of Miami's season against the Chiefs' last 2 games. Are you kidding me? The Dolphins have just 8 touchdowns this season. The Chiefs have scored 60 more touchdowns in the last 2 games. Total yards, please. Rushing yards, please. All right, guys, please. Talk to me quickly. This is it, all right? Quick offense. Hurry up. Bunch of questions, quick answers, no soliloquies. Are you ready? The Dolphins have scored 86 points. We got the clock. How many games will it take Shaq to match that down in Miami?
2.
3.
2?
3.
You have to prove something, 2.
Thank you. That's like 43 a game. My math is good. What would Miami's record be with Ricky Williams? Somebody say something resembling something.
5-2 after the night. 5-2 after the night.
5-2.
500. You must remember, they still have those 2 quarterbacks.
They don't know. If you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any.
Hey.
They don't have any. Okay.
Who will win the AFC West?
The Denver Broncos. But we'll talk about that later on. Denver Broncos.
Denver.
The blueprint is back. Kansas City.
Kansas City. Really, I'm shocked you would say that.
They're below 500 and he got him.
Who did New England miss more, Corey Dillon or Ty Law?
Corey Dillon.
Whoo, that's a good one. Ty Law.
Corey Dillon.
They didn't have Corey last year and they won. Okay, all right, go. All right, shut up. Okay,
who's the Eagles' closest competition in the NFC?
I still think it's Minnesota. As long as they don't play the Giants.
Is Michael Vick grasping this West Coast? Could be Atlanta.
Oh, Jaws.
New York Giants.
Wow, it's first time I think we got 3 different. I like this one. Oh, they does. The worst team in football, Tom.
Oh, it's Oakland. No, that's easy. That's
San Francisco.
Oh, it's Oakland. There is no doubt about it.
If you breeze, I would say San Francisco.
We got a wrap.
San Francisco.
We got a wrap.
San Francisco.
We got a wrap. Curtis Martin.
There he is.
There he is.
With a Boston.
Curtis Martin trying to make this a Monday night memory because he knows some Monday night memories in the past have been large.
Entering the fourth quarter trailing 30-7, the Jets were determined to fight their way back from a dismal first half. With 42 seconds left in regulation, Vinny Testaverde tied the game with a 3-yard pass to Jumbo Elliott.
And for those Jets fans who left this stadium about an hour ago, have we got news for you?
The Jets ended the 4-hour and 10-minute epic with a field goal in overtime.
Kick away, Jets win. An unbelievable comeback.
Monday Night Memories are brought to you by IBM, the official on-demand business consultants for the NFL.
Remember this argument.
Michael remembers. You want to stop Eagles, then you got to stop this guy. NFL coaches, listen up. We're going to show you how to strip them boogie shoes right off of T.O. The secret of Martin's huge comeback is revealed. How playing chess against Jim Brown is making the Jets running back unstoppable.
It's almost like football. You know, you have to anticipate your opponent's moves.
Defensive end John Abraham takes us inside the Jets film room, how he plans to move to the top of the NFL sack class tonight against Miami. Election day is not tomorrow, it's tonight, and only one man gets to vote for this week's Playmakers. That's Michael Irvin. Hail to the Playmaker ahead. Abra, abracadabra. I want to reach out and smash ya. Yo, the hits that left some dudes thinking it was 1982.
Cut line 80 flares at -4. For the Chiefs, no one else has cracked 100. 3rd and 9. Misdirection. Picked off. Deion Sanders will waltz in for the touchdown.
Either tie this game or take the lead. Fiedler to throw.
Oh, got it complete. That's Chambers, and he is gone. Count it down, Miami. Here comes your first victory.
3rd and 16. Palmer will take his first snap out of the shotgun. Under pressure, steps up, going deep and wide open. Shan Johnson from the 36-yard line. Rudy Johnson is free. He's inside the 20, inside the 10. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Each week, ESPN has your ticket for the best in sports. Mondays, fulfill your need for speed as we bring you the best in two-wheel, open-wheel, and off-road racing. Thursdays are action sports days with the wildest moments of X Games and beyond. And remember, ESPN is always your home for the great outdoors with hunting, lumberjacking, and some of the biggest fish you've ever seen. The best in sports each week, only on ESPN.
The UEFA Champions League continues on ESPN. Live Tuesday, Panathinaikos takes on the Gunners of Arsenal. In the game of the day, Barcelona battles AC Milan. And later, Moscow battles Chelsea. And then on Wednesday, live from Germany, Bayern Munich takes on Juventus. Dynamo Kiev and Real Madrid tangle. And then we're in Old Trafford, where Big Red Manchester United takes on Sparta. The UEFA Champions League on ESPN.
It's time for the NFL on ESPN. The high-flying New York Jets look to get back in the win column when they face one of their fiercest rivals, the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins-Jets live tonight on ESPN.
It's been a big week in the football world with the UEFA Champions League taking centre stage. Reflections on match day 4 and a lot more coming up on the next edition of ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass. That's on Friday on ESPN.
Carolina did what Louisville couldn't, beat the Cane, beat the U. But you know TJ going to be watching Thursday night anyway on ESPN. 16th ranked Louisville tries to improve to 6-1 at Memphis. College football Thursday night, you will not want to miss Louisville, one of the rare treats in college football. Check them out, 7:30. Mic check. The mic's in full effect. Mr. Irvin, Mr. Ditka, and I didn't get the memo on the pinstripes. Gentlemen, what, you all didn't call me up? What's up?
You don't believe how far we chased this guy to get these suits. 2 of them, they were brothers.
Coach,
they were brothers.
I heard gray, but I didn't.
They were brothers.
Pinstripe gray. But they were brothers, and they were brothers.
Yeah, brothers.
They were actually brothers.
Brothers.
Right.
A lot of offense in the NFL. The Chiefs put up 590 yards on the Colts. The Colts put up 505 yards on the Chiefs. So here we go. If a team that's all offense and no defense, can they get real far in the playoffs, Coach?
I don't know. Here, let me give you my take on it. If you can score a lot of points, you put a pressure on that other team, and eventually your your defense may have a chance to shut somebody down. So I'm going to say yes to that sense.
The question is, can they go far in the playoffs?
Peyton Manning had 5 touchdown passes,
games
and they lost.
Far.
5 touchdown passes,
right.
and they lost. How can you go far
but they still
if that's
went
your
far.
norm?
That was the AFC Championship game.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem they're facing. They got to worry about a meltdown inside their football team of the offense pointing to the defense. Hey, fellas,
I agree.
You got to stop somebody somewhere, or we got no chance to win.
With that.
And that's what's happening.
If it's a football team that kind of check themselves, the players checking each other, like I played on. You know, there were times that if we didn't put points on the board, I was afraid to come to the sideline. So if that's the case, then they will have problems.
All right, flip the script. What about a team that's all defense?
No.
But no offense. Can they get far in the playoffs?
No, they cannot.
Baltimore Ravens.
The object is to score points.
Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens had a pretty good running game. Remember? A pretty good running game. And Trent Dilfer, he was a great caretaker of that offense.
Okay, so that can be a great defense and a great caretaker of an offense. That doesn't make it a great offense, though, does it?
But you got to tell me what team it is. If you're saying it's Baltimore again, they don't have the same quarterback, but they're trying to get the same idea. Now, they're getting Lewis back at running back. That may help them, and they do play good defense. Listen, they gave up 15 points to a team, the only undefeated team in football. This is not a bad football team. It's a very well-coached football team. But can they go far into the playoff? They've got to score some points because eventually you put too much of a burden on your defense.
Are you talking about the Ravens?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no, they can't go anywhere with that
offense. I didn't say they would.
Okay,
you're asking me what team like that can.
Okay,
all right.
Okay, great.
Hey, quick question. Quick. I'll give you a choice. You got a team that's going to give you 500 yards total offense every game, or you have a team that's only going to allow 8 points a game. Which do you want?
I want the 8 points.
You want the defense team that's going to allow 8
Absolutely.
points? What about you, Mr. Wide Receiver, offensive?
I think I want the 500 yards.
Really? I'm shocked.
Because I would probably get 200
well, here's
myself.
The deal. If I got a team that's only going to give up 7 points a game or 8 points a game, I figure maybe that we're good enough on defense to score 10.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you got to look at it.
Mike. Offense.
Mike.
It's offense.
Defense.
It's offense.
Obviously, they're still talking, so they're.
It's offense, folks.
Yeah, those guys have trouble talking. Dave Watt said for his career 4-7 all-time against the Jets, he would dearly love it to get a 2-game winning streak and make that 5-7 against the Jets. 3 and out, 1 topic, 3 answers. Make it quick. Teams that are up and coming in the NFL. Joss?
Oh, the Houston Texans. I remember doing the draft 3 years ago, talking to Charlie Castle. He was saying, hey, 3 years, we're going to be a competitive football team for the playoffs. They are there in that 3rd year. David Carr is playing fantastic football right now. His last 5 games, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 9.2 yards per attempt. That's the most in the NFL. And I'll tell you, he's got the weapons around him. And their defense under Vic Fangio has come to the party. The 3-4 defense has created problems for other teams' offenses.
2nd down.
Well, coming up, that's Michael Vick in the Atlanta.
Oh, what a surprise.
Hey, stop everybody. Did you see that move?
Oh.
Forget what I'm saying. Did you see that move? Hey, Tom, the guys in Denver says, what did they say? He said he's Superman. He is Superman. With Michael Vick on the football field, learning now the West Coast offense, they're starting to let him run when he wants to. This team will be a team to be reckoned with for quite a while.
3rd down, TJ.
You said up and coming? Well, the Broncos are kind of coming and going at the same time. and I think it's all reflective of Jake Plummer. Jake Plummer can make that throw to Rod Smith, and he can make as beautiful a throw as you want, and then he can make that throw to the opposing team. He can make that throw to the opposing team. 499 yards worth of passing offense, more than John Elway ever thought about.
Our normal Monday night guest, John Madden, joining us now. John, it wasn't long ago that everybody was ready to write off Curtis Martin. What has been the key to his personal revival?
First of all, I'm not sure why they were ready to write him off. I've always thought that Curtis Martin is one of the better running backs in the league and one of the tougher guys in the leagues. And he has great moves. He does everything you have to. He never fumbles. And this year, he's gotten off to a great start. It was interesting, in the offseason, he told Herm Edwards he wanted to play in the preseason. He wanted to get ready. He didn't want to have that first game the first time that he got hit, so they played him more in the preseason, and he's getting off to one of his fastest starts, I think, because of that.
About to join Barry Sanders as one of only 2 guys to start his career with 10 straight 1,000-yard rushing seasons. Hey, down in the dirty South, John, what is the best thing to do for the Falcons with Michael Vick?
I think just let him play. You know, I think they're overthinking that. I mean, Michael Vick is a great talent. And you can say West Coast offense, this offense, and everything. It's all about instinct. You know, I mean, and he can throw and he can run and he's bright and he can do all those things. But you know, it's just a matter. I mean, he gets back there. I'll do my Michael Vick impression. He gets back there. You just have a split second to make a decision. And when you get back there and you set, the ball either better be coming out of there or you better be coming out of there. And when he does that, there's no better quarterback in football than him. Sometimes, again, I think they overthink what should we do with Michael Vick. I would just let Michael Vick be Michael Vick.
Well, he was Michael Vick yesterday, first QB ever with 250 yards passing and 100 yards rushing in the same game. Another quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. How much of his success is due to the team that's around him and the situations that the coaches put the rookie in?
You know, probably not as much as you would think. I mean, I kind of thought that myself, that you start off and you give him a good team and you get him, you know, Deuce Staley, Jerome Bettis running the ball, good offensive line, good defense. He doesn't have to do a lot except manage that game. But when you watch him, he makes plays. He's not one of those quarterbacks that is just going out there and managing a game. He's making throws. He's throwing Plexico Burress touchdown passes, and, you know, he had that fade thing, throws it short. I mean, he's making NFL quarterback plays. This guy is very, very impressive.
All Madden, brought to you by T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service.
Whose house?
Mike's house.
Whose house?
Mike's house.
Oh, once again, my friend Nente, Mike is in. Room for 5 only. Who is Mike's Playmakers Club? And he's got more dance moves than John Travolta on a Saturday night, but this Sunday things could be very different for T.O. if the Steelers are watching what you're about to see next.
American League Championship Series MVP swings and drives this one. Hooked toward the foul pole. Is it fair or foul? It is gone. It's a home run for David Ortiz. Ground ball. That one jumps up and down the line out of the reach of Millar. Renteria is in. This game is tied. Walker to second. Another hit for Larry Walker. A double. Flies that one to right. Did he hook it too much? It's down the line. It strikes the foul pole. It's gone. It's gone. A 2-run homer for Bellhorn. In front of balls in the division series. Center field shot. Edmonds back. It's over his head. And it's up against the fence. 2 runs are in. Bellhorn strikes again.
I'm 2-time U.S. Nationals champ Larry Dixon, and this is another U.S. Nationals memory. 1974, Oklahoma City TV repairman turned racer Marvin Graham was unknown to everyone but the most hardcore fans. Graham seemed to come out of nowhere in a rain delay event run on Tuesday morning. And that day, a TV repairman became the 1974 U.S. Nationals champion. I'm Larry Dixon, and it happened at the U.S. Nationals in 1974.
Hi, I'm Gary Selsey, 1998 U.S. Nationals champion, and this is another U.S. Nationals memory. 1972 Top Fuel rookie Gary Beck gets his license just 2 weeks before the U.S. Nationals, and in his first ever race, Beck not only makes it to the final, he beats Jerry Ruth to take the U.S. Nationals win in his professional debut. I'm Gary Selsey, and it happened at the U.S. Nationals in 1972.
Championship boxing on Friday Night Fights Special Edition. Undefeated one, Baby Bull Diaz defends his WBA lightweight title against the experience of Julian Bobo Lawsey, who's in search of his 41st knockout. Friday on ESPN.
It's time for the NFL on ESPN. The high-flying New York Jets look to get back in the win column when they face one of their fiercest rivals, the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins Jets live tonight on ESPN.
This week on ESPN, the UEFA Champions League continues Wednesday, including the match between Bayern Munich and Juve. On Thursday, pro fishermen try to land the big one at the Monster Shark Tournament. And Friday, ranked boxers face off on Friday Night Fights. Then later, the world's most famous cheerleaders sit for their next calendar. Sports all day, every day on ESPN this week.
Welcome back to Monday Night Countdown, delivered by UPS.
Welcome back to Monday Night Countdown. I'm Sal Palantonio at the Meadowlands. You know, in the last 4 games, Jets quarterback Chad Pennington has only thrown 1 touchdown pass. In fact, this season, Pennington has only thrown 1 touchdown pass to a wide receiver. That was Jonathan Carter, week 1, when he beat the Bengals deep. For Pennington, this has been a problem because Santana lost. Justin McCants, Wayne Corbett have been 0 for the end zone, and it's already week 8. A little while ago, I talked to GM Terry Bradway of the Jets. He said that's been the biggest disappointment of this 5-1 season, that McCants and Moss in particular have not been able to help out this offense. It will be tough tonight to get it going against the Miami pass defense. In the last 21 games, the Dolphins have not given up a 300-yard passer. And you know what, Stu? In the last 4 games against the Dolphins, Chad Pennington has only 1 TD pass.
Good stuff, Sal. Chad, 17-10 as a starting QB. Randy Moss is college quarterback trying to do some work. Now, we saw him at the top of the show. He had a nice suit on, open collar shirt, no tie. Chad needs to take some clothing, dressing lessons from our man. We like it when Mike is standing up because, you know, it's just all about Mike and the suit, dawg.
Well, I like it too, Stu. I even like that whose house? Mike's house. I like that stuff too, Stu. Let me get you to the guys that made the difference yesterday. These guys I call my playmakers. We want to start out with number 5, Priest Holmes. Now, I want you to watch Priest Holmes when he's running the ball. He has patience. He has so much confidence in his fullback, Tony Richardson. He has enough confidence. He carried the ball 32 times yesterday, 143 yards. Priest, he baptized Indy all day long. Sean Alexander. Hey, Mike Holmgren told Matt Hasselbeck, son, don't audible anymore. Just hand the ball off to number 37. That's all we need you to do. He handed it off to him 32 times for 195 yards. Way to break that losing streak. Number 3, Trent Green. Yeah, I said the name right. Trent Green. He was Money Green yesterday. That's what he was. He threw for 389 yards. A great running game, Trent. You can play action. You go one-on-one. You can make a difference. Now, Michael Vick. Every time he makes that move, I'm going to just shut up because that is not a move that most humans can make. Michael Vick, they want him to stay in the pocket. He did yesterday. 252 yards, Tom, staying in the pocket. But he also got outside of the pocket for 115 yards. Now, folks, I had to make Drew Brees my number 1 playmaker. He threw for 281 yards, but 5 TDs. 5 TDs, yes, he still plays in San Diego. I know you're thinking like I think. You know what? I better put him in my playmakers right now. There's no telling when he'll get another shot. Stu?
So I'd like one man not in Michael's playmakers made one big play. T.O. touchdown against the Ravens, and then T.O. doing Ray Lewis's dance. Ooh. Almost as good as Ray Lew does it. The man who leads the NFL with 9 touchdown catches and leads the NFL with about 7 different touchdown dances. We bring in Terrell Owens now. T.O., why did you do Ray Lewis's touchdown dance in front of Ray Lewis and his defense?
Well, I think everybody that knows me, you know, they know I'm celebratory, and I like to have fun. And my thing is, everybody, you know, has seen the war words between Ray and I, and, you know, it stemmed back, you know, to preseason. You know, and I listened to a lot of the comments from guys saying that they shut me down last year, and, you know, I really wanted to bring my game, you know, yesterday, and that's what I did. So, you know, I credit a lot of my hard work that I put in, you know, throughout the off season, and it's paying off, you know.
But T.O.,
you know, I got a great.
But check this out, though.
Yeah.
The Sharpie was cool. But it was all about you having fun. The pom-poms with the cheerleader, all about you having fun. Even the Mr. Universe dances. This was personal. Why make it personal to that guy?
Because they tried to make it personal against me. You know, I had to read comments. You know, I had to go on my website. People are quoting things that guys are saying about me. So it was personal. You know, they saying I wouldn't go across the middle. You know, yesterday I made my living across the middle. You know, they hit me. I bounced right back up. So, you know, they did not want to see me get in that end zone. Anybody in the stadium could have scored besides me, and one of the cheerleaders could have scored, but they did not want number 81 to get in that end zone. So you know what, it was sort of personal for me. And you know what, you know, he said it was one play, but that's all football is about. All you need is one play. At that particular time, it was a huge play for us. You know, it's no different than him, like I said earlier. It's no different than him making a 2-yard tackle for a loss. I mean, it's a big play. Everybody knows how he gets hyped and amped up running around when he makes big plays. There's no different than what I was doing. I made a big play, and I happened to score in the end zone. Don't get mad at me.
I ain't mad at you. But let me ask you this. Do you respect Ray Lewis?
I respect Ray Lewis to the utmost.
Okay, if you knew that Ray Lewis thought that you doing that would be personally disrespectful to him, would you still have done it?
Probably not. I mean, like I said, I was having fun with it. You know, those guys, I mean, he talks trash throughout the game. I mean, some guys may take that personal, but you know what? They still do it.
How much did you practice it the week leading up?
Let me tell you something.
Tell the truth, T.O. Tell the truth.
And anybody that's out there watching, I'm a man. I don't have to lie to nobody. I didn't get in no mirror by any means and practice no dance.
Never practice it once.
My eyes are my mirrors. I mean, I've seen him do it constantly. Hey, Sports Centers ran 24 hours around the clock.
Oh, you're gonna blame it on us now.
You know what I mean? I see it. You know what I mean? I didn't exactly know how to do it, but I had Freddie Mitchell to show me how to do it, like on Saturday after I walked through, and he pretty much showed me how to do a little bit that I was kind of cloudy on. And once I got that visual,
which part were you cloudy on?
The part where I was kind of just, you know, moving in and out, moving my hips in and out. I was kind of cloudy on that part. You know what I mean? I had to step the side. I had all that down, but I was a little cloudy on that. So Freddie showed me how to do it because some of the guys said Freddie knew how to do it. So once I saw that, I had that visual. Hey, once I got in the end zone, hey, that end zone is my dance floor.
It is your dance floor, and you have led the Eagles to their first 7-0 start in franchise history. We appreciate the time, T.O.
Thank you.
Here in the Playmaking Made Easy field by Staples, we will not be doing the Ray Lewis dance. Is that right?
I can't.
Jaws, you want to?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Stop. Right. Jaws, stop. All right. Instead, let's talk about how do you stop Terrell Owens' 90 career touchdown catches, tied for 6th all-time. TJ, what do you do to stop this guy or even slow him down?
Stu, I don't think you can stop him, but you can slow him down. You play the safety spot.
Quarterback.
Michael's going to play wide receiver.
I can play a little
wide. He knows a little bit about that.
He's good.
Jaws is our quarterback. The first thing we want to do is you want to get physical with T.O. at the line of scrimmage. I thought the Ravens did a pretty good job of that. He tries to get off the line. We want to limit the directions he can go. I'm going to drive him to my safety. This is the equivalent now of a double team. Stu, the safety, cannot allow him to get over the top of him.
I can't even allow him to get even with him.
If you're even, gone. You're beat. Right. So now he gets the ball inside. Once he gets it, we want to converge. We want to hit him. But the main thing is we want to get him down on the ground. T.O. is very physical. He's very big. He's got great size. If you miss him, then he's going to get a huge...
If you're coming in for that big hit and you miss...
Huge chunk of yardage. Not good. Also, the quarterback is playing off of this physicalness at the line of scrimmage.
The quarterback is adversely affected by that bump and run technique. Every quarterback in the NFL has a metronome in his head. You know, a quarterback, a metronome. Want to get that, Stu? The timing and rhythm device that goes back and forth. So all of a sudden, Donovan gets back there 5 steps, and he's trying to get the ball out. But T.O.'s not open, so he starts bouncing, waiting. Now, here comes the pressure. Now he's in trouble. So clearly, that bump and run technique has an effect on the quarterback.
in a guy being physical at the line of scrimmage. This is exactly the coverage that the Philadelphia Eagles played with me. They used Bobby Taylor and a safety over the top, folks. Bobby never played me one-on-one, but he would be as physical as he could be right here at the line of scrimmage. And all day I'm taking this beating and beating, and it wears down your legs. It really wears you out as a wide receiver.
You know, they could buzz a linebacker out. The thing is, we want to get as many people out there as we can. And understand, they're throwing to him now about 70% of the time. The passes are all going to T.O., so if we can slow him down, you definitely enhance your chances of beating the Eagles.
T.O., 5 straight 100-yard receiving games. The NFL record is 7 straight 100-yard receiving games held by...
well, just somebody stop him, please. Let me just say that. Somebody stop him before he gets 2 more. Okay.
Yeah, Mike, somebody.
He honest. Chad Pennington cannot throw the long ball effectively. Reality or myth? Jaws not only tells us why it's a myth, but the unfair reason that he's been labeled with that. And he came into Week 8 tied for the NFL lead in sacks. We will step inside the Jets film room to see how John Abraham plans to break that tie tonight against Miami.
When I'm speed rushing, if I get to the corner by the 3rd step, I know it's over. 1, 2, 3, it's gone. Weren't that good when he got off. I saw that from the go. By the time he get out of his stance, I'm already a step past him. By 3 steps, I know whether I beat a guy. 1, 2, 3. You see he's already beat by the 3rd step. When I'm speed rushing, if I get to the corner by the 3rd step, I know it's over. 1, 2, 3, it's gone. Sack every time. I'm a pass rush, everybody knows that, but a lot of people don't know I can drop and cover. This is a 5-man blitz right here. We got Vic coming, we got Brian Thomas, and we got Vilma coming. And I'm dropping, basically I'm just dropping the cover to give you a little ripple in the water, you know, something different. And a lot of times that'll get a quarterback counting me out. Jay makes a great play and flipping the ball out to the back, and I was able to knock the ball loose. The Dolphins were doing a good job trying to chip me. They had the back coming over to try to chip me, and which he succeeded in doing. Once they knocked me or chipped me, watch Sean apply pressure, and Sean ended up making a great play on this, you know, just a great hustle play. See, I probably should have bull rushed in this point. I could have just pushed the guy right into Fiedler, and it probably got Sean the sack. That's something I'm definitely going to work on this week. You know, whenever I get a chip, I'm not going to back down. They have a very good control offense, and we can keep that offense off the field. I think we have a great chance to beat Miami.
Jay Fiedler got a Dartmouth education, but he will be running from John Abraham tonight. Abraham will be trying to catch that man. Still ahead on Monday Night Countdown. Tommy getting all oiled up because it is going to be some jack. Ooh, yeah. Dude just went down. Woo. Plus, what goes through your mind when you're doing something that nobody else in the NFL does? We asked Curtis Martin his off-season training habits, a little different, but wait till you see who he trained with and how.
As you're doing the stairs, what would you think about? What would go through your mind?
The main thought that I always had is that I know no one else was doing it, you know, and to me this was my advantage.
American League Championship Series MVP swings and drives this one. Hooked toward the foul pole. Is it fair or foul? It is gone. It's a home run for David Ortiz. Ground ball. That one jumps up and down the line out of the reach of Millar. Renteria is in. This game is tied. Walker to second. Another hit for Larry Walker. A double. Flies that one to right. Did he hook it too much? It's down the line. It strikes the foul pole. It's gone. It's gone. A 2-run homer from Bellhorn.
In front of ball into the business series.
Center field shot. Edmonds back. It's over his head. And it's up against the fence. 2 runs are in. Bellhorn strikes again.
No equipment needed. Only your hands and your heart. And according to the outcome, you will live 3 minutes of hell. Or 3 minutes of glory. Friday Night Fights on ESPN. home for the thrills and spills of motorsports all season long is ESPN. The UEFA Champions League continues on ESPN. Live Tuesday, Panathinaikos takes on the Gunners of Arsenal. In the game of the day, Barcelona battles AC Milan. And later, Moscow battles Chelsea. And then on Wednesday, live from Germany, Bayern Munich takes on Juventus. Dinamo Kiev and Real Madrid tangle. And then we're in Old Trafford, where Big Red Manchester United takes on Sparta. The UEFA Champions League on ESPN.
Welcome back to Monday Night Countdown, delivered by UPS.
Welcome back to Monday Night Countdown. I'm Sal Palantonio at the Meadowlands. You know, there's one important roster change and injury note that we haven't discussed tonight, and that is that kicker Olindo Mare of the Miami Dolphins did not make the trip. He has a calf injury, and that means that former Giant Matt Bryant will handle all the kicking duties. Now, Bryant obviously knows how to kick field goals here at Giant Stadium, but his kickoffs are not as deep as Mare's. Mare's usually kicks off, goes into the fourth row of the stands. Bryant, according to Mike Westhoff, the special teams coach of the Jets, averaged kicking off to the 4-yard line last week. That means the Jets will get some opportunities for some returns and maybe some better field position. And Stu, in a game like this, with two teams giving only 17 points a game up, that is very, very important in a low-scoring game.
Sal, thanks for the knowledge. We know Kevin Moreeeee is the best center in the league at pulling. He's got a broken hand. How will that affect him with Chad Pennington working on it before the game? And everybody in the Jets organization working to make Chad one of the best young QBs in the league. Jaws, what is it about this guy, Chad Pennington, that makes him so good?
Well, Stu, first of all, the Jets, they're not an explosive offense. They're a sustaining offense. And that means first down is critical for them. And on first down, they are the most efficient team in the NFL. 60% of their plays on first down gain 4 yards or more. By being efficient on first down, it sets up a manageable third down situation. And no quarterback in the league manages the game better than Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington is a quarterback with great anticipation and unique touch when throwing the ball. These qualities are important when facing defenses that not only create pressure on the quarterback, but can also disguise different coverages in the secondary. It's 3rd and 4. Against the Jets' 3 wide receiver set, the Patriots play man under, 2 deep. That's man coverage with these 2 safeties playing over the top. A coverage concept that is the basis of Miami's pass defense. The advantage of playing this coverage is that it gives the underneath defenders a chance to overplay certain routes. At the top of the screen, cornerback Asante Samuel is covering receiver Justin McCarron's man-to-man. But with safety Eugene Wilson playing free over the top, Samuel knows he has help on any deep route and can jump or undercut any intermediate route. This coverage forces the quarterback to make tough stick throws into windows that are not clearly defined. But watch Chad Pennington. He's a quarterback that trusts his receivers, can anticipate a hole, and can deliver the ball accurately to any point on the field. And that includes the deep ball. And let me dispel another myth. There are those out there that think Chad Pennington cannot throw the deep ball. He can. He has worked very hard to improve. And let me give you the real numbers. On balls that have traveled in the air over 20 yards from the line of scrimmage so far this season, his quarterback rating is 114. That's 3rd best in the NFL. So I've got this to say, Michael. Paul Hackett must call more balls to go downfield.
Well, Jaws, he may need to call them, just not this game. Not with Sam Madison and Pat Surtain sitting on the flanks. And you heard Sal say earlier, they will bump and run the Jets wide receivers. And if they're throwing the ball downfield, it's not many ways I see the Jets losing this football game, but if they're throwing that ball deep, Sam and Pat will have a few interceptions, and the Dolphins could win this game.
Yeah, you talk about outstanding D, but I think the Jets also have an opportunity to be an outstanding defense. Jonathan Velma, Brian Thomas, you've already talked about Abraham Ellis on the other side. They are a young, fast group. That's the difference between this group from this year and last year. They got much faster. They are going to improve as the season goes on. Only competition they have in this division is going to be New England. Is New England going to get better as the season goes on? They just came off a 21-game winning streak.
Right. And
lost, tie, lost.
Tie, law, right.
That's right. You get Corey Dillon back, not 100%. I think that they've got a chance to make a run for this division.
And they always said Buffalo had a huge win last week. The Cardinals, so they're coming back.
Huge win.